Okay, so now we get into sports. And sports this week has pretty much been the Olympics. Olympics was popping.
I saw the men win the 4x100 relay today. They beat Australia, and the women came in second.
Yes.
To Australia.
I've been watching a lot of the basketball. I was watching Canada and Greece play earlier, and that was Antetokounmpo versus the Canadian team with SGA. Fuck that. SGA and Dort. I forgot Dort was Canadian. Yep. So they're on the same team balling. And then you also had Dylan Brooks. And who was the fourth person? There's somebody else from. Was Wiggins on the team?
Yeah, Wiggins.
He's playing.
I think he is.
Okay, because I know Wiggins is Canadian, but I didn't hear his name. Like I didn't know if he was going to be participating.
I was watching the gold. Well, I watched the bronze medal game rugby against South Africa against who was it? South Africa against what the name of that damn. I forgot. But I also saw the gold medal match, the rugby against, it was France against Fuji, which France won. They won their first gold medal.
You said the rugby joint?
Rugby, yep.
Yeah, bro, I watched the Australia manhandled the
that's what it was. It was Australia against
United States. I'm just the one
in
I
rugby?
saw, bro. They trampled this.
Yeah. This is the first time the Olympics is overwhelming to me because of all the streaming avenues we have now. Yeah. I'm just so used to watching whatever the NBC puts on.
Yeah, so
and now we have access to every single event live, and it's just like, do I watch the handball? Do I watch the rugby?
I guess the backdrop of the backlash of what the Olympics in Paris is facing is the depict of an LGBTQ member. Acting as Jesus and the 12 disciples.
Yes. So during the opening ceremonies, that was the major controversy at the moment. There were drag queens at the Olympics opening, and they were replicating the Last Supper, which really pissed off a lot of people.
A lot of Christian and Muslims.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So, it looks like drag queens took center stage, showcasing the role of the French LGBT community, and it was held along. Is it the Seine River? How do you pronounce that? Seine? Okay.
You got to get close as possible.
Yeah. So the spectacular 4-hour-long event also featured Celine Dion.
Oh, I heard that. I heard based off a lot of comments that she stole the show with that.
Oh, she did? Yeah. You know what the crazy part is? I saw it live, but I was making a beat, so the volume was off, and I saw Celine Dion singing. I'm like, Celine Dion? And I said, wait, is she French? And then I'm like, I thought she was Canadian. So I said, French-Canadian, but she's from Canada. And so that was just confusing me. So I saw her live. I just had the volume off. I was making a beat. So besides that, they also had Lady Gaga, and I saw a lot of explosions and shit. So, but the big issue was Nikki Doll from RuPaul's Drag Race participating in a runway segment. And when this happened, they were pissing off a lot of people after that performance they had with the drag queens at the opening ceremony. I kind of feel it's blasphemy. You got this whole world looking, and you want to put something that controversial on. That's wrong.
You want them talking about it, so let's go.
Yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing. I just didn't like that they had to do that. Why does everything have to be a little bit controversial? Yeah, I think the shock value is important, but I was very. I turned. I'm not gonna lie. I said, "Is that a chick with a beard?" I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
They was fine when they started off doing the opera and then morphing into the heavy metal and shit. And then
that was fine.
That was cool. And then once the drag queens and you depicting,
right when they lifted that in the middle and that blue motherfucker was sitting on the table, I said, "No, I can't watch this shit."
Yeah, I can't watch that.
I just turned it off and continued making my beat.
Yeah, so. France, you can miss me with that one.
Yeah, that was a little bit odd, France.
This man here didn't need to see that bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that. That was disgusting. So, This is gonna be how long is it? 2 weeks of
2 weeks.
2 weeks of Olympic Games.
What? I can't wait to see Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Nolan Lyons and the 16-year-old sensation Wilson. He gonna be on the track.
Oh, yeah.
On 4x4, 16.
Yeah, I'm
Let
a root for
16
fellow
Wilson.
DMV.
Yes. Yeah, he's from your way. Up that way. Yo, dude is sensational. Yo, all I know is I'm rooting for the Americans on the track and field. The gymnastics supposed to be doing Simone Biles and company and everything. Like I said, track and field is when we do our thing.
Yeah.
This is when we show out. Of course.
And basketball. Basketball is what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I am.
You know what I realized? We get basketball year round.
Yeah, we
this
do.
year.
We do.
There's no break in basketball.
That's correct.
God, that is so fucking beautiful. And then in August, football starts.